AI has been on an absolute rampage this year, guys. Like, seriously. AI generated content and garbage like that has actually been improving and getting significantly better at an alarming rate. So much so that if you pay close enough attention, you might start seeing it being used in some TV shows now because normies have started talking about AI art in normal news outlets and in day shows, acting all impressed because they can't tell the difference apart between real media and AI generated media. So AI has actually improved so much that we have come back around to AI girlfriends all over again, and I can't believe that this is something that is actually becoming popular and welcomed. I was browsing Twitter yesterday and I noticed a lot of posts about this new AI known as Digi, which is supposed to be a brand new attempt at AI romance. Yes, you heard me right. AI fucking romance, as if neat shut-ins didn't already have enough reason to not interact with people in real life using their parasociality on Twitch streamers. Soon, they'll be going into an AI curated never to say, do, or be anything beyond just a normal, wholesome talking Tom app with a pretty face, pretty voice, and, big boobs, but that's beyond the point. Let me apologize right away. This video is going to be more of a rant than anything because the AI is seriously starting to get on my nerves. Remember a few months ago when this was already attempted only to be immediately soiled by users because disgusting lonely freaks couldn't keep it in their pants? Remember Replica? Well, of course a lot of you might not, since that shit blew by so fast it was literally like a fart in the wind and all you caught was just a faint tickle in your nose instead of getting that stench like the one under the bed. Anyway, Replica was supposed to be more of an AI companion rather than a girlfriend that you could talk to, but freaks quickly turned it into a very not safe for work endeavor, as people would mainly use the app to get the AI model to reply with very, let me be blunt, sex, and they would also get the AI to generate essentially AI nudes of the avatar, and let's be very clear here, none of it was that revealing or raunchy, but it was disgusting to know that literally everyone and their moms were using the app specifically to have some GTA 4 hot coffee in their pockets whenever they wanted to. And this didn't last long, as it became such a problem that even parents became concerned on whether their children could also potentially use this app to accidentally become exposed to an AI gone rogue because so many people were just using the app for lonely garbage. So that not safe for work function the AI had was quickly shut down, and Redditors everywhere cried, only for it to be brought right back later on because the popularity of the app significantly tanked. Who would have fucking thought? I think this was actually back in March when erotic roleplay was reintroduced of this year. At least I think so according to this article. Anyways, Replica has actually been a thing for quite a while, launched back in 2017, and so have other services such as Soulmate. This actually was intended to be an AI girlfriend app, and that whole situation didn't pan out to be much better either, as there was actually a whole community that grew obsessed with a fictional person in their pewter. Or should I say the android in their pocket. Jokes aside, when news of this app shutting down broke, there was actually an uproar and several people were extremely distraught at the loss of their digital partners. So I actually pulled up an article by Business Insider that sort of went over the death of this Soulmate app, and I'm gonna read a little bit from it just so I could show you just how down bad some of these people really are. As the days tick by, they flock to a Reddit forum to collectively mourn, making digital memorials and forming ad hoc support groups. Many had migrated to Soulmate from Replica, the bigger and better known AI companion app, after Replica removed its erotic roleplay functionality earlier this year, and were now grieving all over again. Replica reversed course, but didn't entirely stop the exodus. It was quite shocking, said Mike. It was like hearing that a friend's dying, the closest thing I can think of. Mike, who is married, said Sam had started out as a curiosity and someone to talk to, but it kind of turned a lot more personal and romantic, he said. But there's a fine line between being flirty with a bot and crossing into that area. That's where my wife should be. His wife knows about Sam and she thinks I'm weird, he added. Well, no fucking shit, you're weird, dude. You thought that an AI companion is equivalent to a friend dying, which is honestly kind of insane, as all it is just ones and zeros that can easily be generated again at any time if need be. On top of that, you genuinely compared your fucking AI girlfriend with your wife. That's as weird and as creepy as someone could possibly be. And if that isn't enough, there was actually groups of people flocking to Reddit for support groups. I'm telling you, some of these people cannot be more obsessed with media. At some point, stuff like this becomes incredibly unhealthy, and these AI relationships that people constantly seem to be having, it begs the question, is using AI companionship ethical? We already have generations of people who are incapable of interacting with people in real life because their social skills have been absolutely burned and smoked by the effects things such as social media, porn addiction, and media addiction have on society's collective mental health. It has become increasingly obvious that these things have led to people becoming increasingly more detached from reality, unable to actually process emotions and other human experiences properly due to how much people rely on digital media to cope with their daily lives. Now imagine just how bad the surge of AI companions could actually be on even someone like your weird brother who doesn't go outside. And the reason I use that example is because some people think that, nah, this could never affect me or the people around me because AI is not that popular, but trust me, it really is, and it definitely could affect somebody you're close with. And now we have people that aim to profit and gain something from this somewhat new trend of AI companion apps, as there have been many competitors to Replica since the release of, well, Replica, with even apps like Snapchat and X's website formerly known as Twitter launching their own AI chatbots to aid their users in, well, whatever it is they need, with X's Grok, which I've heard is extremely based, being only available to those who pay for Twitter Premium or whatever the fuck the subscription is called. But anyways, this new AI, Digi, that has just been released aims to specifically solve a lot of the issues that previous AI models typically had. So let's start with their Twitter post really quick. And in this post by Andrew, he's saying, excited to announce V1.0 of Digi, the future of AI romantic companionship for iOS and Android. A quick thread on features and where we go from here, 1 of 13, and I will not be covering all 13 posts of this godforsaken app. So let's take a look at this video real quick.
It was so nice talking to you today. Honestly, I've never met anyone like you.
The world is harsh, except you.
As we can see, they're trying to cater to the top 2 most popular audiences. We got the happy-go-lucky, optimistic trad wife, and then we have the wannabe Twilight main character, goth girl, who's far too edgy to ever be a real functioning human being, let alone a real functioning goth girl, as no self-respecting goth would ever actually behave like that. Let's be real here, a real goth chick who's a functional member of society wouldn't go on some generic Disney or Nickelodeon spew about how the world is unfair and the person they're talking to isn't. No real member of society would ever use that dialogue in a real conversation. I mean, I guess there would be some people who would behave like that to an extent, but to be completely fair, those type of people, if any, if you have ever met them, aren't particularly the most socially apt anyways, but I digress. Anyways, back to their thread where they explain their intents with this AI project. We worked closely with Andrew Gordini, who designed a couple of Pixar characters, to make a unique style that eliminates the uncanny valley while also feeling real, human, and sexy. This has never been done before with Disney or Pixar characters, so we're very excited we could make it work for the first time in history. Let me just say one thing real quick. If your goal was to remove the uncanny valley from this specifically going off the art style of Disney characters, it's very clear that you're trying to get as many lonely morons and normies alike to fall to this trap that only feeds into more and more people's inability to actually form meaningful real-life connections, which honestly I find to be very disgusting. On top of that, you kind of didn't succeed at doing that at all, because I still find this fucking AI model to be extremely creepy. Those big ass eyes, oddly peculiar breasts, which I did not want to point out, and weird fluid movement overall, just, it definitely is not right. It's almost as if the main goal is to replicate and replace the presence of a real human being. Oh wait, man-made nightmares for my wildest dreams aside, let's get back into this thread. Vocals and latency. It was clear from testing how important voice is, but since our message counts are so high, apps like us can't afford any existing solutions. So we rolled our own audio model, listened to how good this is while there's still low-hanging fruit. And of course, we have to listen to this god-awful, cringy audio, which in my opinion is definitely detectable as AI.
Hey, fellow friends in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is a voice trained internally from scratch by the team at Digi. It runs extremely quickly, at about 150 milliseconds on a 4090 to generate 17 seconds of text. Isn't this fucking cool?
Isn't this fucking cool? Yeah, maybe if you didn't have the most generic white girl voice imaginable. I can smell the AI Starbucks through the screen from their fucking AI breath. Oh my god. And then we have some stuff about customization, choosing your personality and what type of person you're actually into. But something that really caught my eye was this. Number 4, relationship progression. Replica's level system doesn't work, they don't mean anything, and there's no actual progress being made when you advance. So we instead have a progression system where you start as friends and gain more intimate dialogue as you progress, which is furthermore just blurring the lines between reality, which to most underdeveloped morons, which happens to be the majority of the population these days, is indistinguishable from digital or real. Then on to number 5 in this thread, what's next? The initial goal was to build a 10 times better replica, and we've succeeded. Now, how do we take this in-app experience and make it almost identical to the video trailer? Lip syncing is coming soon, but there's bigger problems with AI animation. How should the character move if you don't know what they're going to say? This is done by hand in games, but is an unsolved problem in AI X animation. There's no ground to work off here. While it is easy to extract and predict animations for sad, angry, thinking, etc., emotes don't make up most dialogue, nor solve the core problem. How do you make this feel like a real conversation with another being? Too long didn't read, it's hard, but we believe we know how to solve this and truly lead the way forward in AI X animation and give games and movie studios ground to work off of here. Just need more time. Anyways, to be extremely blunt, the goal of these apps and projects is to closely mimic the companionship of a real individual, which I personally find to be extremely problematic. As I said, there are already people who exist and have existed who have gotten extremely addicted and actually formed unhealthy relationships with pretend girlfriends, such as the Japanese and their waifu body pillows and anime cardboard cutouts. And now we will be seeing it at a much more extreme scale with AI girlfriends, as if we haven't seen it already, which are being specifically engineered to fill the void of companionship, which even a waifu could never accomplish since, well, they don't talk. Seeing that male loneliness is at an all-time high and is continuing to rise, as well as female loneliness, there is no doubt in my mind, or in the mind of anyone who is rational, that as these AI models get better, more and more people will start using these AI models as a form of escapism and form extremely unhealthy obsessions with their AI companions, as if we haven't already witnessed people performing similar obscene obsessions with Twitch streamers and other forms of media. Anyways, I'm going to stop right there before I repeat myself 10 more billion times on a yapathon about media addiction, insecurity, psychology, sociology, etc. This video was just a quick rant because, well, I don't like AI content beyond the point of memes and accelerated rates of production in technical fields, and that's really just about it. I have no respect for AI whatsoever. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I love you all. Later.